Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel.
That's funny, that's my opening line. That's my opening line.
Well.
From day one I was like, it's just good.
Hey.
Yes. Hi guys. Okay, so I've never had 3 people on my channel.
What?
Yeah, like never. You've seen Dumisa in my other videos, so
What's up?
and you've seen Lisa in my other video.
What's up?
And now we're all together as South Africans, so we just want to
Yeah.
talk about, I'm an elementary teacher, they're high school teachers. We're going to do basically an elementary versus high school, and also just talk about our experiences just being in Korea. Lisa has the
Dude,
one class
give the
I have,
the biggest
and
glass.
Dumisa and I are just gonna have wine in these glasses, and it doesn't taste the same.
It really doesn't.
It doesn't. But anyway, so when we all applied, we all thought we were gonna get elementary. Like they even said at orientation, our orientation.
I was so excited. Like even with my lesson plan, I was like, oh, I'm gonna teach the kids
Colors.
and like
And
make an
ABCs.
impact on the children.
Obviously, when I got my elementary schools, that's what I expected. But you guys, it was like, hey, you're getting high school. How was your first reaction?
So her experience is actually very different from mine because you knew beforehand. So with you.
Yeah, I knew that I was coming to high school. So
how was the first time you like really
I heard.
Yeah.
It was chill, man. Like, bro, when Korea, like I didn't care. I was like, bro, as long as
whatever.
that one like I didn't care. I was like elementary, middle school. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
Like I don't know anything about it. I'm just going to Korea, and that's actually what I want. So
Yeah.
I was pretty chilled, man. And then I remember they said I'm going to university high school. I was like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
It's basically a bougie high school, like and then he compared it to like some school in Cape Town, but like a bougie private school.
Yeah, so she found out beforehand. With
Yeah.
me, we went to orientation. All of us shared the same experience at orientation. Then our contracts came and we were like, okay, one elementary school, like the usuals. I opened my piece of paper and I turned it over and I just saw high school. Also, like Dumi's and my personality is very different. She's very calm. And I started freaking out like immediately. I was like, I'm not prepared for high school. I didn't do any high school lesson plans. How can they give it to me? Then I started like going around the room like, oh my god, guys, who got high school? Who got middle school?
Most of us got elementary.
Yeah, most of my friends got elementary, and I was like, why?
Why me?
The
Can
only
I
Indian
ask?
got in the room.
What made you freak out? Is it because of the way they described high school at orientation? Or
I think
the
just from my
age?
research, the number one thing I said was, please, God, do not give me teenagers. I do not know how to deal with them. It was more like that. Like I was worried about attitude, and I heard stories about teens like not paying attention, giving like the teachers like a hard time.
And you know how South African teenagers are.
Yeah, but
so I thought it would be exactly
the same.
that.
It was also more the fact that I really wanted to teach young kids because I'm used to them, and I was like, I'm more comfortable. Just to get their attention span for like 5 minutes, like stay with me,
And I think that's the one difference we've already like singling out. My students give me 100% attention.
a love,
as soon as I walk in, they're like, hello teacher. They still like learning a new language. How's your entrance? How was your first day? How's your first day?
Literally like this. Yeah.
Oh snap! First day.
Yeah, like
You were not doing that.
First day, I think in jail, just walking into that school, like everyone was like, oh, who's this? You know? So
Yeah.
everyone was staring at me the whole time. Dining hall, everyone is like looking at me. So I think they were quite interested. They were like, who is this girl? You know, where did she come from? That girl's like cute, man.
Yeah.
Like they always just
Yeah, the girls are always the cutest.
But then I remember having someone who brought a pillow to my classroom on the first day. I was like, I was happy.
Pillow.
I was like, what's going on? But at the same time I was happy. I was like, it's not even about me. Like they don't even know my teaching style.
Yeah,
so
it's
like
first day.
it's honestly not about me.
That's
Like, it's
who
not
that person
personal
is.
at all. Guya, do me, you did nothing wrong. It's your first day.
it was a cold day, bruh.
So
Oh yeah, it was really cool.
I
yeah.
had a very different experience with my 2 other private schools. On day 1 of teaching, I'll go into the school and I'm like super early because I was like all nervous.
Hey, we're all
Hey! I wore shoes once. I've never worn them again. They
I
were
was
so
so
formal.
formal.
Yeah.
I was so formal. Oh my god. I come back from work right now. This is me now. But
I was
first day.
formal. But then on my first day, I saw my co-teacher wearing a hoodie that
and says
and easy. Daddy, thank you. So me say I love you for this.
yeah,
anyway.
once you see like
then you're okay.
Actually, like I can't wear that to school because at high school, in my schools, they do dress up and you kind of feel awkward if you don't.
Not mine.
But I was like a bit more casual. Started getting my sneakers in there and like t-shirts in the summer.
okay.
Anyways, I didn't see any students in the school because I was super early, like trying to like be like all, you know, on time and stuff. They wanted to go to the assembly hall because it was the first day everyone would get together.
Yeah.
As I'm not even kidding, bro. As I was walking towards the hall, I'm like, wow, why am I seeing no girls? Where are the girls?
Yeah.
I literally walked in and I had over like a few hundred people just like staring down at me, and they're all boys.
Oh, it's a boys' school.
It's a boys' school. That's the first time I ever found out I was at a boys' school. No one told me. It just said Namju High School.
They need to
and
do
what
better.
about the other teachers? Are they more females or male teachers?
In that school, there's equal, like a lot of females and males, but like the teachers were in the middle, so I had to walk to the middle. I just looked up and everyone just started clapping for me. Like, that was nice. All the boys were like, you know, who's that?
That's cute.
That was not bad. And then I had to like get up when they announced my name and like bow.
I hate that
thing.
No, they didn't tell me until it was time. But I'll stand up. I'm like, for what?
And I think I saw it
Right.
coming.
Lucky
I saw
you didn't get a speech
new
or
teachers
anything.
standing up like, I'm like, oh no,
Oh, you're
please
next.
guys, I can't.
I know. I was just praying. Do
I'm
not
like,
say anything.
I
Like,
wasn't even on diva band.
Exactly.
Honestly, you're not even gonna hear what I'm saying, but
exactly.
yeah, I hate that
Yeah,
thing.
first day was
Sorry.
really like crazy. Like
Yeah.
now that we look back, it's like, oh, I was really nervous,
Yeah,
but
I
I'm
was
like.
nervous.
First day, I was like
Me
being
too.
like that teacher, like I want to know everyone's names.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
yeah.
hi, my name is Teacher Balisa. What's your name, Dede? Kim Jung. Kim Jung. Kim. All I was hearing that day was Kim. I'm like, okay,
Right.
why is everyone's name Kim? Like
Yeah.
even the boys, because I didn't know about that,
Yeah.
like that thing that they first say their
First,
last name.
last name first. And, yeah.
Even I'm like, just say Juho. Like it's easier now because now I
Yeah.
know their like first names, but usually
Yeah.
they'll say like Kim Lee Park.
That's it. In one of my girl classes, I had 3 students. They're all friends. Ubohyan, Chohyan, and Sohyan.
You're like, this must be a joke. No
I'm
worries.
like, excuse me? But teacher, Boyan, Sohyan, Chohyan, that's sauce, and that's never. I'm like, no ways.
Can't be true.
I can't be true. That's takabao. Peace.
I remember the second or third lesson I had was I was trying to like, you know, get comfortable with them. I'm like, guys, if you want like English names, let's do a whole fun lesson with that. And they were like so keen. This was like my rules.
That's the funniest thing about Korea. Them giving themselves English names. Love it.
I'm Jeremy.
I gave my
Daniel.
third graders.
And then just choose these like American like typical names, you know?
That's only I'm Skylar. I'm like, okay, tell me, like, walk me through this. How did you get the name? Oh, to know from this movie, I like the character and there was Skylar, so I'm Skylar.
My kids pick the worst names. I've got a Bob, a Tom. I'm like, no. Why would you call yourself Bob?
You chose that word.
No, let me tell you. I had like Princess Aurora, Sexy Guy, because they named themselves now.
Whoa.
Then I was like, I am not calling you Sexy Guy.
Just
But like
forget
the
it.
one thing that stood out for me was actually like I hit a flop because, you know, in Korea, okay, I don't know if you know this in elementary, but I'm sure you have girls that look like boys in high school.
Yes.
Even in elementary.
Yeah. Okay, it's a thing, guys. Like here, the girls will cut their hair really short, so you can't really tell if they're girls or boys.
And elementary, they don't have boobs yet.
Yeah,
so
that's even worse. Yeah.
hectic.
Yeah.
And they wear home clothes. So they don't wear school uniform. So they like hectic.
So then we were going around giving names and stuff, and she was like so keen on an English name. So I was like, I didn't know she was a girl, but I thought she was a boy. So I was like, okay, let's name you Michael. And then the co-teacher came to me and she's like, Lisa, isn't Michael a boy's name? I'm like, yeah, why? She's like, that's a girl. And then I was like, oh my god, like how do I go and tell her now? So I was like, let's change it to Michaela or something. Like it was
first time my teacher was like, oh, your name is difficult, like you should try find a nickname. I was like, Balisa, that's not hard, surely. And then I taught them first, like Balisa.
And it makes sense because one of their names are.
And then like second period I walk in, I'm like, what's my name? They're like, I'm like, yeah, you're clapping to it, but what? They're like, nah, we know it. And then like fast forward to now, like they really know it, like perfect.
Do you have the same kids this year?
Yeah, same school, same kids. I'm really excited. Like, I'm like, oh, you're growing.
Ah.
And I'm getting third graders who are like learning English for the first time. So I'm teaching ABCs again. And I'm like, oh, they're the best. Like grade 3s, as soon as you walk in, it's like the first time you learn Afrikaans. It's like,
man, I really want to see
you're
grade
like, what's
3s.
this?
And you know when they bow, they just like do a whole.
I know, when I walk in, like, hello, like, hello!
I would die if I
would die.
And honestly, the best thing about them,
would die.
consistent. They've been that hello until the end. Okay, let's fast forward to maybe like mid-year. Now you know what you're doing, lesson planning.
Do we know?
How do you know? Go about? Okay, for me personally, I had a textbook, so I knew what I was doing.
I honestly envy middle school and elementary because with us, the first day they told us there's a textbook, but please come up
when they had something to refer to. And they were like,
the world is your oyster.
Nothing. Not even expectations.
Do whatever you want.
Continue.
I don't know what I would do.
Okay. But you go first, then I'll say.
Oh, so at least when I got a textbook, but okay, maybe for guidance.
Yeah.
No one said anything about a textbook. They were like, oh, you gotta teach.
So the first day, the teacher said to me, and I remember actually crying on that day because I met my co-teacher 2 minutes before I walked up to the classroom. That was my second school. And as I was walking up, I'm like, please, can I just like, you know, see what you're doing today and just like watch what you're doing, and then we can take it from there. And then she literally told me, this is your class, you have 15 minutes to do whatever you want. And then I was like fretting. I had no idea. As a first time teacher and you're going straight into high school, you're like, okay, let me watch and learn. But no, this was like, do you, boo?
I think the hardest part of our job is actually having them interested. Because especially for high school.
For you, it's a given. For us, we have to work towards it.
I mean, it's not really... It's easier than you guys, but it's also not a given.
But the energy is there. Like we have to give them energy. If that makes sense.
But besides the energy, I feel like, first of all, I think I'm a glorified adult teacher. You know, like if I'm not playing games,
teach a game.
They're confused about what is this, like what is she doing?
Game.
And also besides that, like they've got so much going on in high school that they don't care about English.
I wouldn't say they don't care. It's just honestly, it's too much for them.
It's too much. They've got things that actually matter for college, and then there's English, which doesn't even go into your school report.
Yeah. Just a fun fact about like Korean high school is so different. Like I remember doing a presentation on South Africa and America versus Korean high school. We did a whole debate lesson.
Wow.
And I said like, what are the disadvantages and advantages of Korean high schools? What are you feeling? For one, they were very shocked that we start early
and
end early. Like when I said 2:30, they were like, because they finish at like 4 to 5, and literally all they do is study. And I feel so sorry for them.
And I think what's also important to mention is that it's not like a pass or a fail, where if you don't do good enough, then you fail and stay in the same grade.
Pass you.
You always go. So everything that you do, I don't know when they start, but I know that everything that they do from first grade high school goes into their report. Like it goes like universities see
everything
in grade 1 in grade 10, which is first grade.
Imagine.
Saying he did this and his essay topic was this.
Yeah.
So
hectic.
it's really tough.
Everything.
Like, whereas for Tina, you could mess around the whole of high school and get it together in matric, and you can still get a chance to get to university.
Yeah, they look at everything.
Everything that they do, their behavior, everything goes into those school records, and it determines their future. Imagine.
Dumisa was more calm. You were like panicking. Lisa was dying. Lisa was calling me like, yo, why did they put me in that high school? Like, I'm so happy. Like, I'm so proud of you. Honestly, like when I watched your
Instagram stories,
where you like you made a collage of all the time with your students, I was like, Lisa made it work. I thought Lisa was gonna leave and be like, I can't, guys.
I thought that as well, but I think like I'm not that person. I was like, no, I will try. This is a challenge and I'll accept it.
Like I wanted high school. I remember.
I
really wanted high school or middle school because I felt like I don't have the elementary personality. I don't have the hello everyone. Like that's not me.
But it's
like when I found out that you don't have a textbook, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm good. Yeah.
See, it comes in handy. Like there's different, like cons and pros to not having a textbook because you can come up with your own lessons and what you want to teach, but it gets easier as time goes on, because in the beginning you're like, what am I supposed to teach?
Compared to other elementary teachers, I do share the same sentiments in terms of my rural school didn't give me a textbook. So
really?
Yeah, I teach after school there.
Okay.
So I teach from 3 to 5, which is the same. They were like, play games, do whatever. And I was like, what do you mean? Because like my other school there, I have a textbook. It's so easy. Like I know what to do.
How many students do you have in that class?
Oh, my small schools are great. Like my biggest class is got like 8 students. My smallest class, I have 3 students. My smallest class, I have 3 students.
Sabaweli.
And then sometimes 2 is like 2 are absent. So I've got 1 student and I'm looking at you like, I just look at him, I'm like, Tom, what do you want to do? Like,
Sabaweli.
Yeah, that's the one thing I really
I have
love.
36 students minimum in my class. And I have 16 classes.
Whoa. Okay, the difference is it's easier to teach at my big school because I have a textbook and I'm told what to teach. So they're like, hey, da 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 da. But I don't know them personally because banini, like there's so many of them. But then after school, it's just like a few. So I know them personally by name, by personality, by strengths. I know games. Okay, she's gonna kill it. We're doing a writing game. She's quick. So I know my small school.
Pick up on that,
even my stuff. Like I go to my dinners with my small school. So yeah, that's the good thing. But honestly, I do hope they give me classes this year. Like after school was great and all. Like I could be like, yo, let's watch a movie. But it's tough to plan a lesson every day. Like and I can't imagine Monday to Friday. Guys, teaching is so good. It's so nice. Like it's a weird thing. Like you learn as you go. You make mistakes.
For me, I had to teach essays.
Okay guys, so I know we've been rambling a lot, but it's because we haven't seen each other in a while. And there's wine, and like we're just letting everything out. It's like it's nice to have like, you know, people to talk to about the same experiences you're going through. But now we're just gonna wrap the video up by talking about like tips that you have for upcoming teachers. Let's start with Dumisa. What tips do you have?
I think it's just I would say that you need to talk to your co-teachers and like ask them what the expectation is for that school. I don't think they're gonna initiate that. My co-teachers never said, hey, let's sit down, this is what you want, this is the general idea. It's always me who's like, yo, can you do this? Can you do this? Can I do this? Is this working? Is it not?
Take the initiative.
Take the initiative. But outside of that, I think it's very important to have like people to relate to outside. Like I had Lisa, I'd be like, bro, what are you doing? And she'd send me lessons. And we send each other lessons like, how are you doing this? How are you doing that? It doesn't even have to be someone in high school like PJ. I'm like, PJ, and she'd be like, how about this? You know? So I think like in your social circle, have people. I mean, I think everyone low key understands what you're going through, even if you're not on the same level. Like I can come to PJ and be like, hey, Fundine, and she'd be like, what? But like, maybe do this, maybe do that. And I think that support goes a long way.
Okay, Lisa, what are your tips?
Okay, for me, it was more about like being 100% myself.
Be yourself, because you'll get so many people and you're gonna get so many pressures.
Be open-minded.
Yes.
You know, things change so quickly in Korea.
Yeah.
In elementary, middle, or high.
Like this.
Just like this. Like they'll tell you, okay, classes are cancelled. Or they'll literally tell me, Lisa, you have a lesson in 20 minutes. Can you put something together? And you also have to be able to change things quickly. You have to be assertive and alert and like say, okay, this is working, this is not. Let me change this in 10 minutes. I've done that so many times. I've done a lesson, it bombed. I went downstairs to my room, changed it in 5 minutes, had the next lesson, and it worked. It'll come automatically. If you think you can't, it does come automatically. When I used to go around the classroom and just like watch them individually when they're doing their worksheets, I wouldn't just like stand over them. I literally go down to their level, on their desk, put my hands on, and just have a conversation. And they were so comfortable that they were eye level. And they were sitting down, so they were kind of secluded and no one could hear what they were saying. And it made them feel a whole lot more comfortable. And that's when I started gaining their trust.
And the quickest way to see how someone could be comfortable is thinking, would I be comfortable in this situation?
100%.
Another tip that I have, I mean, it might not work for everyone, but I think it worked, but like it helped a lot, is actually knowing a few Korean words that you can throw around.
100%. Put K-pop references and like acting actors and actresses, they get so excited. So I think you have to do your background research on Korean culture.
Okay, I'd say number one, learn what Yongo Sangsanim is. Yongo is English.
It's a good step.
Sangsanim is teacher. Which is good because when you hear Yongo Sangsanim, you know they're talking about you
all the
anyway. But the tips I have is like, okay, let's say you are thrown into elementary, don't relax. Don't just rely on the textbook. I go out of my way. Like if you ask Dumisa, I've borrowed her clothes. Like I was teaching clothes like skirts, shirts, and I borrow actual clothes from Dumisa and mine, and I make games where I'm like, put on your skirts, your shorts and pants, and they have to put on the shorts, the skirt. It's funny, but it's like they learning. Even if you're given a textbook, go out of your way.
Go out of your way, honestly,
to make the lesson fun. Like yes, we can all download, but like, how do you stand out? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We're about to eat. We'll see you next time.
Peace and love to my girl.
Oh, Demisa's already eating.